So tomorrow I'm gonna be 19 weeks pregnant. I still don't know the gender of my baby. I've had some thoughts early in pregnancy. Everybody seems to have like an opinion. Oh, your belly looks like this, so it's a girl, or you're feeling like this, so it's a boy. And I've gotten to a point where it's just like, oh my God, this is a lot of different opinions. Today I decided to put it to the test. I'm gonna take 17 old wives' tales. I'm gonna discuss what I went through and which one it tells me it is, if it's a boy or a girl. And then at the end of this video, you're gonna be able to see what the baby actually is. So if you're not subscribed to this channel already, make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification button. You're gonna be having more workouts, more talks about pregnancy here on this channel. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first one here is mom's attitude. Am I moody or mellow? I would say that I haven't been super emotional or moody, or I've only had a couple times where I've cried for like good reason. You know how a lot of women talk about like, oh, watching a TV commercial and they just cry about nothing? I haven't had that. So I'm gonna say that I've been pretty mellow, just like chill. Second one is mom's craving. Before I got pregnant, I used to love ice cream like all the time and have it like every other day. I mean, who doesn't love ice cream? But now that has continued, but I don't feel like it's a craving. I just feel like it's just something I like to have. So I wouldn't say that I'm like craving anything really right now at all. But if I were to choose between sweet and salty, I would say sweet. For morning sickness, so morning sickness or no morning sickness. So the first trimester was okay for me. I didn't have any morning sickness at all. There was 3 days before my doctor confirmed that I was pregnant for sure. And those 3 days I did have a little bit of morning sickness, like I was just nauseous a little bit. But once it was confirmed, I literally had no morning sickness ever since. The only 1 or 2 times that I threw up during my pregnancy was when my stomach just wasn't feeling right because I ate too much. It always had to do with something I ate. So there's only been 2 times where I've thrown up and I haven't been feeling nauseous. So I'm gonna say no morning sickness. Next one, number 4. Mom's skin. So there's smooth and moist skin or dry skin. And especially when I was in Canada before I came to Florida, I was getting like dry spots all over here, not really on my cheeks or my nose, but like all kind of in this lower area. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, I know that I get dry usually during like the fall seasons, but I had never been like that dry, like so much so that I would have to like rub oil on it, and like within like 12 hours I would need to do it again. So I'm gonna say that my skin has definitely been dry, even here in Florida. Now that I am in more like humid temperatures, it's been less dry, but still I have days where I have like really dry skin. Number 5, ring test. So this ring test, I looked it up. I was doing some research before I made this video, and apparently, okay, so in this gender test, you hang a ring from a string over your belly, and if the ring swings back and forth, it's a girl, and if it swings in a circle, you're carrying a boy. On another one, a different one that I looked up, it was the opposite. So my mother-in-law told me that if it circles, it's a girl, and if it's back and forth, it's a boy. So we're gonna go by that and we're gonna try it out. Okay, so number 6 is mom's balance. So I wouldn't say that I noticed this more like recently, and I should be actually, because I'm in my 19th week tomorrow, and over the last week I've grown a whole lot. Like my belly has gotten so much bigger in this like last 1.5 weeks. So I was just like, wow, like I should be feeling more like off balance, but I haven't been. But at the beginning of my pregnancy, I was definitely very, very clumsy and like forgetting everything and like way more clumsy than usual. And I was like, what is going on? So I'm gonna give myself a clumsy for that one. Number 7 is baby's heartbeat. So the myth goes that if your baby's heartbeat is over 140 beats per minute in the second trimester, then it's a girl. And if it's under 140 in the second trimester, then it's a boy. Now, in the first trimester, I was like so sure. I was basing like my thoughts about whether if it was a boy or a girl on this fact, because I was like, oh, this is true. This is scientifically proven. Like this makes more sense. And I was like, my baby's heartbeat is below 140, so it must be a boy. It must be a boy. And then with it, I think it was like probably week 13 or 14, I found out that no, it's not actually like a scientifically proven thing. It's It's actually a myth. So I looked it up again, and at our last ultrasound, it was 153. So I'm gonna say above 140 for that one. Number 8 is the Chinese gender calendar. Now, I don't know if many of you've seen this, but so many women swear by it, and I'm just like, really? So it looks like this. Basically, you look at your age at conception. So I was 24 when I conceived, and I turned 25 within a few months. So I was 24, and then the month at conception. You start on this side, and then you go from the top and then match it. So 24, and in June, it says it's a girl. So I'm gonna mark down girl for that one. Number 9 is, are you sleeping on the right or the left? I got one of those pregnancy pillows, and if you don't have one of those, like, it's definitely worth the investment. My mother-in-law got it for me when I was 8 weeks pregnant. Even then I was having trouble sleeping like properly, and this really helped me get used to sleeping on my side as well, because when you're past 14 or 16 weeks, you're not supposed to be lying on your back. I also heard that sleeping on your left side is best for circulation of fluids and making sure your feet don't swell up and all that. So I've been trying more to sleep on my left, but I naturally sleep on my left side. And usually when I turn to my right side, I was asking my husband about this. He's like, you turn to your right side sometimes too, because right side is facing him. And I'm like, yeah, but that's only when it hurts because I've been laying on my left side for too long. The left side would be my natural. Number 10 is mom's intuition. There's like a myth saying that like the woman knows if they're having a girl or a boy, like they have that intuition, that motherly intuition of what gender they're having. I'm gonna say that like ever since the beginning, I felt like I was having a boy, but I'm not even sure now if it was just based off of some of these myths or some of these old wives' tales, or if it was actually like my full intuition. I think I thought it was a boy, and then I looked up the old wives' tales, and I was like, oh, this confirms that it's a boy. Like, oh, this makes more sense because of that it's a boy. So I felt like it's a boy, but who knows really? I mean, Rebecca knows, and we will later on at the end of this video. Number 11 is daddy's weight. So there's gaining or maintaining. I'd say my husband has been maintaining his weight. If he was gaining weight, I would be like, oh, it's definitely a girl. But he has been maintaining as always. So number 12 is headaches. From the very beginning, I was having headaches like every 3rd day, and then it slowed down more or less at like week 16. I was having less headaches, like maybe like 1 a week, especially when I have congestion throughout this entire pregnancy. That's apparently 30% of women have congestion when they get pregnant. I think the headaches come with the congestion too, now more so than just random headaches that I had before. So yes, I have been having headaches. Number 13, damn, it's looking all boy so far. Beauty. So is your beauty stolen or are you glowing? What do y'all think? A lot of people are saying that I've been glowing. I think I agree. I feel that also comes with like the positivity that you have throughout your pregnancy. If you're just like, oh my God, like, and I haven't been having like crazy symptoms or anything, so that also helps. But if you're just like, oh my God, like I can't wait till this is over, like, then you're probably not going to be glowing because you're like not positive in nature. But if you're positive, you're like, today's a good day, I'm gonna move today, I've been exercising, feeling great, then you're gonna be glowing from the inside out. Number 14, face. Is it getting rounder or has it stayed narrow? I would definitely say that my face is getting rounder. I was actually very, very small pre-pregnancy. I was at like pretty much one of my lowest weights that I've ever been, and like I was spinning all the time. SoulCycle was my jam. I just really enjoyed working out all the time. And so before I was pregnant, I was very slim. And then in my first trimester, for the first 12, 13 weeks, I was absolutely exhausted all the time. I would get up in the morning and I would do one thing and then like go to the doctors, or I would like make breakfast or like try to get a workout in, and I would just be absolutely exhausted for the rest of the day. So I hardly worked out in the first trimester, and I know that I gained a lot of weight, probably a little bit more than usual in my first trimester, which I'm okay with. I was struggling with that near the end of my first trimester, being like, oh my God, like how much more am I gonna gain during this pregnancy? And I've kind of just like decided to go with the flow. So I would say that my face is rounder, but I don't know if that's because of hormones or just like extra weight gain, but I'm gonna say rounder for this one. dreams. Number 15 is dreams. Is it a girl or a boy? Now, I don't know if any of you have had these kind of dreams, but I've been having like, and apparently this is pretty normal in pregnancy, like very vivid dreams. Like it seems so real. And I remember them pretty much every morning after. I was like concerned because I was like, I haven't been dreaming about my baby. I haven't been dreaming if it's a boy or a girl. But over the last couple weeks, I've been having like weird twin dreams. Before I had my last ultrasound, because a whole bunch of people have been like, oh, maybe you're having twins, which is not a great thing to say to somebody, especially before they know, or like if they've already had one ultrasound and it shows one baby. Like, don't tell somebody they look like they're having twins. They're just gonna feel like more self-conscious. But yeah, so I actually had twin dreams, but the first one was my mom. She was at my gender reveal and she had set it all up, made it look amazing. My mom's a decorator, so she just does an amazing job and goes over the top with everything, which is awesome. I love you, Mom. But she was at this gender reveal and she had the like pin and she was right next to the balloon that was gonna get popped, but she popped the balloon and blue and pink came out. And I was like, wait, what? And I was like, maybe it's twins. But then my mom's like, obviously it's boy. Obviously it's blue. Like pink doesn't count. And I was like, what? But so in that dream, it was a boy, but I was still confused. And then there was another dream that one of my friends had, and she also said like it was a boy, but the doctor gave her another like smoke thing or a confetti thing. And the second one was a girl. And they were like, oh, surprise, twins. And I was like, what? I was like, my girlfriend Rachel told me this, and I was like, oh my god, this is like the third time I heard twins this week. So it was not twins, but my dreams have mainly been boy. So number 16 is like the sitting trick. So if you sit on a spoon or a fork, so we're about to do that one to see which one it is.
Boy, girl.
For me, it's boy.
All right.
And the final one, number 17, is kind of a weird one, the baking soda test. So if you pee on the baking soda and it fizzes, then it's supposed to be a boy. And then if you pee on this baking soda and it doesn't fizz, then it's supposed to be a girl. So
wait, how are we gonna do that?
we're gonna get baking soda and then I'm gonna pee on the baking soda. Okay, so results are in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 boy, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 girl. So the old wives' tales, the 17 that I did, are saying that it's a boy. So we're about to see if it actually is true with this gender reveal.
Oh my God.
All right.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
Can we get the crowd? One final guess.
We are here to start the revolution!
Look,